Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. This is North Point Church iBand. They're doing it on iPads and iPhones. It's impressive as heck, this whole medley. One of my absolute favorites. Several years ago it came out. Go check it out. YouTube, Vimeo, anywhere. It's fabulous. They did an amazing job. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate that. Ben, welcome. Hey, right on. Hey there. Welcome, welcome, guys. Thanks for taking this time. Hopefully that's not too loud. Let me hear. Excuse me a second. Anyway, a little Christmas music, get in the mood, right? It's getting there. We're getting our Christmas tree tomorrow, so I'm super excited. So anyway, go check that out, guys. Seriously, it's like 7 minutes long, and they go into this whole different medley. You'll probably hear some of it, but it's fabulous. Anyway, hopefully the title drew you in. I want to get started here. It's Friday. I want to be with my family. You probably got stuff you guys want to do on Friday night, so I don't want to waste too much more of anybody's time. So we'll be quick and get it going here. My name's Eric Alber, registered nurse. I've been doing that for over 10 years now in the nursing field, medical world. Kind of swung over into the alternative side of it better yet, seeking out ways to help people through nutrition, trusting nutrition again, getting fitness going again through P90X, Winsanity, those kinds of programs. I advocate for those. There's actually a free 30-day trial on an online option on your iPhone, iPad, or online even. It's portable. You can take it to the gym. You can work out at home. I'm a workout at home guy because I just can't get to the gym. So if you're interested in that or the nutrition plan, that's the PFC Every 3, which is the Venice Nutrition Plan that we're all doing here on DN Nation. And if you're new to this scope and don't know about it, hit me up. I'll explain it at Real Health with Eric at gmail.com. realhealthwitheric@gmail.com. Welcome, Tanja. Hello. I loved your chair deal. I was working, so I had to put the silence on, but I could see it, so that was really cool. Thanks for sharing that. So, real quick, you're welcome. Absolutely. So, what I wanted to do is, DN Nation, there it is, cover something that I keep getting over and over on what I do right now for my nursing on the phones is I get, and welcome to the replay viewers, by the way. Want to forget you guys too. I thank you for taking time to watch this. So I hope you appreciate and find this helpful. But the one thing I was looking at some numbers, I'm always curious on like drugs and just various things out there because I hear a lot of it from the patients I speak to on a daily basis, all the things that they take. And one of the things that I'm constantly hearing is this: I take the usual 3. Well, the usual 3, it's the blood pressure medicine, the cholesterol medication, and your diabetes medication. Those are the usual 3. It's like, that's how they tell me, like, it's just a standard, like, oh, come on, everybody's doing it, right? So I kind of got kind of annoyed by that. I'm like, no, whatever, and so then I looked into some details and some recent numbers, and I almost had to eat my own words a little bit on it, which shocked me. I knew people were on medications, and when you work in this environment like I do, you talk to a lot of people, so you think maybe it's just that microcosm of people you're speaking to. But shockingly, one of the numbers that and there's just some rip through some numbers here real quick, and then we'll be done, which shocked me again, like I said, was $300 billion a year we spend on medications. 300 billion. Unbelievable. That was a shocking number to me. That's a huge number. I don't even know how to count that high. I don't even know what that looks like. Goodness. But we spend that much. And the Mayo Clinic, and this is where it got really interesting, Mayo Clinic said that 7 out of 10 Americans, so 3/4 of the country, yeah, it's insane, absolutely. I lost my breath, honest to God, looking at this stuff. But 7 out of 10 Americans are on a prescription medication in the U.S. Yeah, I agree. That's 3/4 of people. I would not have guessed that high. What guess would you have had if you were to not know that answer? Share with me some of your guys' guesses, because I probably would have been like half, maybe half at the high end, and that's kind of because I'm on the inside a little bit. What do you guys think? I'm just curious what your thoughts would be. Any numbers? No? That's okay. I cheated and gave you the numbers. Kind of takes the fun away out of it. Anyway, the one thing it was kind of yeah, a lot, right? Millions maybe. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's good. You know, the really scary one that was very sombering to me and sad was that U.S. women's deaths are up, and their deaths are an OD, and it's more than car accidents. So more women die from overdosing on prescription medication now than they do in car accidents. Oh, okay, gotcha, Tanja. Sweet. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's the laws have changed, but boy, they slyly still come in and do their things. Oh, okay, yeah, on blood pressure medicine. I know. It's like I had one guy even state to me when he came in on the phone when I was talking to him, he said, "I'm on the old guy meds." Like, okay, so just because you're old, that's what you got to take, huh? It's like after 50 some years of age and on, you're just like, these are the medications you start on. I think it's just a slippery slope you start on, and once you're on them, your body doesn't get to do it tries to right things, but this stuff interferes, in my opinion. Yeah, they think that's normal. Exactly. And it's not. And it's not. And then the third scary statistic, which this one's a tough one, and it takes a lot of education. So I like to educate. I like to share. They don't even ask any questions about what they're being given. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. That's a big one. You want me to get on a freaking soapbox? Oh, that one right. Every time in the ER and I'll tell you what, guys, know your crap. Know your stuff. If you're on stuff, don't rely on your wife or your girlfriend or your mama's baby, daddy, whatever. Know your stuff. So many guys come in and they tell me, I don't know what I'm on. I just take it because doc said take it. Oh, it drove me crazy. You need to know what you're taking. You need to know what's in your body. Yes. And you got to be your own advocate, man, because they just don't have time in this busy craziness of the new world of stuff. Yeah. You know, in terms of docs, they just don't have the time, so you can't trust them anymore. Not in the sense that they're not trustworthy people. They're great people. I rub shoulders with these guys all the time. They're great human beings. They have great families, and I love them. But their time is crunched and pressed, and they just don't know what you're really into. They don't really have the time to really dig deep into your chart, if you will, and know your history and what's going on and what you last maybe did and what changes you've made. And if you've lost weight, that changes because a lot of these medicines are weight-based. So you can't trust that I'm just taking because doc says so. Okay, that's ignorance. You can't do that. You're going to get hurt. And like on one of my other scopes I shared, lots of people die, like 700,000 a year people die from taking prescription medications as prescribed. So you gotta know this stuff. But the last thing I'm gonna touch on that really got me and that we need to educate people on, like I was saying, I'm really into educating, resistance to antibiotics is really becoming very scary, guys. So we're coming into flu season. I'm starting to get the information and talking to people about this now and educating on that because it's coming and we're in that season now and it's going to get a little bit crazy out there. So wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands. I got to tell you, careful where you're sticking them, and try and avoid eating out. Honest to goodness, I would make your own food. Honestly, we're hearing a lot of stomach crap too right now. So I'm using crap a lot. It must be a nursing term I've gotten stuck with. Oh yes. But cold and flu, there's no antibiotic that's going to help you. Maybe an anti-flu, antiviral that way with the flu mist and the medication there. Maybe if it's caught within the first 3 days, it's beneficial. Otherwise, you're kind of up the creek and just have to ride it out. But there are secondary infections that can come along, certainly. But having the best defense is going in with a plan beforehand. Like I said, washing hands. I'd avoid eating out through the holidays, to be honest, and know where the food's coming from if you can. Get the vitamins up. And my biggest three that I'll touch on. Yes, essential oils. Thank you. Yes, that was where I was going to lead to. And the thing they were kind of talking about was that maybe with the superbugs, because what happens when we take antibiotics and when we don't need to, we build up, we help the bugs create, immunity to this stuff. Yes, transmission during wash hands, yes. They morph, you got it, exactly. A. Powers, what's your name, sir, if you don't mind me asking? They Adam, all right, cool, Adam, you got it. And you probably know this better than me. I'm just kind of scratching the surface of this, but they were suggesting that the essential oils, because the oil comes from the plant and it's so concentrated, that it actually is their natural bacteria fighting, viral fighting, and disease fighting mechanism. Excuse me. All right, amen to that. Cool. So I'm on the right track. And so I was just kind of digging into that a little bit. That was very, very interesting to me. And so I'm coming over from the medical side again to the more natural stuff, and that essential oils is something I just haven't dug into. But that was really interesting. And so they were kind of suggesting in the article and that I read that it might become the defense of the future, guys. So you may want to start looking into that. Find that person that that does essential oils and maybe talk to them a little more and see what you can learn on it. Start doing your homework. It might be in the future as we go along. I mean, these super infections are pretty scary. MRSA, hospital acquired ones are pretty tough to beat, and there's some that they just go through rounds and rounds of antibiotics and you're in the hospital for a very long time, and it's unfortunate. And that's another statistic you get into. You get in the hospitals, the death rate goes up crazy too, and that's scary. So stay out of the hospitals. Yeah, exactly. And that's really it. You're right. And that kind of leads me into my final thought to combat the usual three. My recommended three is what we're doing with the PFC3, protein, fats, and carbs in balance, eating every 3 hours, balancing that blood sugar. When we do that, so much of our immunity can be strong, so much of our defense is up, and so much disease just goes away. And I guarantee you almost that if you do that, balance the blood sugar, you start moving your body, exercise, walking daily, do whatever you're going to do, and get good rest, sleep. Find out, what your ideal sleep is. I've been doing that recently after Dave Nelson's scope on the sleep thing. It really helped me figure out, and the Venice Nutrition Plan, he talks about that too, and figuring out your ideal hour of sleep. So kind of been experimenting with that. I figured out I'm, between that 5 to 7 hours, somewhere in there, probably more like 5, 6, I guess. And I felt really refreshed, and I've been paying good attention to that. So, and then I think along with that, to me, goes meditation or prayer, those kind of things. Just, it's really about that stress component and getting that down. And I think when you focus on those, the usual three, I believe, honestly, would go away, and you won't be on those medications. I know one of my friends kicked out. He was 30-some years old. He was quite overweight. We worked on it, got him down over 70 pounds, I think, something crazy like that. No more blood pressure issues. So that proves to me already you just dropped the weight, and I'm not saying there are some genetic components, and still I'd still be persuaded that, with some extra work, you could probably ditch the blood pressure medication for sure. That can be a little bit tough, but I think William on here in the DN Nation proved to us automatically that just writing the blood sugar thing in a short period of time instantly got you off your medications. It's all a big scam to me out there, and that's where, if those are the usual three, that's got to be the big money makers out there, I would bet. And I know cholesterol is a huge one. That's a big push. And the interesting part, and I'll quickly say this, I learned something about it from a vascular scientist I saw a study on, that her grandmother or her mother, people need to wake up, get off autopilot. Yes, you got it, man. The minute we take that, I dare I say the bad word, personal responsibility, the sooner things change. We're really without excuse. I know I feel bad for the bad information that people just kind of take in, and I have compassion and empathy for, but once you're educated, you gotta make a decision to do something for yourself. Nobody's gonna do it for you, right? But anyway, that vascular scientist, her mom, she went to the grave at 93 years of age, and her cholesterol was well over 200 all her life. They did a scope of her vasculature at one time. No cholesterol, no clogged arteries, no issues at all. So really, that number to me, it's more of an insurance thing and a meeting criteria. So paying off insurance stuff. So it's more about inflammation, guys. Yeah. So be a little interested in that. I have inappropriate metoprolol 3, and it has dropped my BP and AM. Yeah, it can. That's the tough part. I mean, for your heart rate thing, you got to be careful. So you can't just, it's more for that. But you're right. Again, side effect is the blood pressure gets kind of affected by it. So, and changes in your life, you got to be careful. Yeah, inflammation. That is the more recent information out there. You're going to find that's exactly what they're all talking about now. Where and that's reducing, getting blood sugar in balance. Advantage Nutrition again, the PFC every 3, doing it to your body's liking. The second thing is kicking out the sugars, the refined carbs, the sugary drinks, all that stuff. As soon as that stuff kind of goes out of your system and diet, much of that inflammation goes down. And then, like I said, you work on that stress component, and I mean, you're golden. You could live a good life. You may not live a long life, I don't know, and no guarantees on that, but you can at least live a quality life, and that's really the goal to me. I don't care about the quantity of years, but I care about the quality of my years. And you know, I've got 5 kids, and I want to be around with them as long as I can, and I want to be able to run and jump and play with them till I'm old and gray. Well, I won't be great, but you get the point. Oh, 120, 130, boy, that could feel like you're running a treadmill all your life, huh? That's crazy. Thanks for all the hearts, guys. I really appreciate it. It makes me feel good to know that this is resonating with you. That's really what it speaks to me. It's kind of like, in my language, it's an amen. I feel the love, so I appreciate the taps on that. That's really cool. I appreciate it very much. And I do appreciate your guys' time. I probably went longer than I had planned, but I get excited about this stuff, and I want it to make an impact on you and your family's lives and a difference. So thanks, man. Thanks, Adam. Appreciate that. All right, so anybody have any questions, thoughts, or feelings? You were tired all the time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It wears you out big time. You're right. You are so right. Yeah, you're welcome. Absolutely. Hey, Dave. Welcome to the scope. I'm just finishing up. But I do appreciate you stopping by, my man. Just talking about kicking out using the PFC, Advantage Nutrition, moving our bodies and getting good rest. I shared on the fact that you've blessed me with that knowledge about figuring out our rest and sleep pattern and figuring that out to help us out so we can kick out these the common 3 blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar medication. It's absolute crap. So we figured that out with this scope today, I think, and the DN Nation help. So thanks, man. Thanks for all you're doing. It's a real blessing to be a part of the team and just championing this stuff. I'm really excited, so I thank you so much for getting it going. You and Felicia have been a huge influence, and yeah, exactly. I love it, brother. The Baldies. I love it. Absolutely. We got to stick together, man. Bald and the Beautiful. I'm just glad it's really popular instead of, the other way around. It makes me feel better knowing that we can get it. And the beard, right? And the beards. We got to have some hair to mess with. Yeah. It's the only thing I have, so I grow it out. My wife and kids hate it, but it's fun to tickle them with it. When you start the program, you feel like crap at first. With the Advantage Nutrition program you're talking about? Yeah, thank you, Dave. You've been, again, another inspiration in that. My perfectionist mindset wouldn't let me get on here. Just kind of had to get it all perfect and all right. And oh my goodness, just shut up and do it and bless people. Maybe Dave could speak on that a little bit. I did not experience that, but I'm a little more fit to start with. I just kind of got lazy on some of the diets, and I didn't find the diets that I was on to really work. That's why I gravitated to this one, and it's an answer to prayer, honest to God, because I'd been looking for something like this for the last 5 years. So yeah, okay. I was going to say typically detox does make you feel that way. Correct. Okay. But I don't think I was in that bad a shape. If anything, I've had great energy, and it's killed cravings. I have zero found anything to ever do that. Maybe for a moment things have done that, but I'm telling you what, I've never had cravings killed, dude. It was killer. If that's all I get out of this, I'm going to live happily ever after, to be honest with you. So that excites me. So yeah, I thank you for that. If anything, that's a gift for a lifetime to me, because I'm a dessert guy. And as I shared on my scope yesterday, I am a food addict. I have a very addictive personality. Have 3 days off next week. Okay, so you're going to start it then? But yeah, so like I was saying, this has been a gift to me because, okay, cool, yeah, that'll be good. Usually I think about 3 days is about appropriate, give or take. just drink lots and lots of water and plan on just resting and getting good sleep. I think those two components will help push you through it pretty quickly. That you know going to flush out the toxins and that'll help. Equals 6 days off. Nice. Nice. I got 4 days coming on the Christmas break, so I'm going to be looking forward to that with my family. That'll be nice. So good for you. 6 days off. Sweet. All right. Well, I think this has been very helpful, very good. I've appreciated the community in here. I've appreciated the encouragement. I appreciate the hearts. You guys are amazing. I bid you all well for the weekend, and I may show up on a Sunday morning, coffee morning kind of thing. So we'll see. See how it plays out. We're getting our Christmas tree tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. Some of you have already gotten yours up and have been very beautiful to see a lot of those. So I'm excited to get ours set up. So I'm gonna go be with my family now and do dinner and get ready. So yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for being on here. I do appreciate your guys' time as well. It means a lot to me. So thank you. Okay, cool. I'm only a day behind Tanja. That makes me feel better. Right on. All right, guys. Thanks again for your time. You're welcome. You're welcome. Blessings.